I'm coming up on 1 year and almost 10 months of retirement now, and I don't plan to go back to work full time. I plan to do whatever it takes to maintain my freedom. But according to Resume Builder, 1 in 8 retirees planned to go back to work this year in 2025. 13% of those plan to work full time. Some of them said they were bored. Some of them said it was due to the cost of living. But I'm going to share with you many of the ways that I maintain my freedom by using things I have and doing things for myself in retirement in this video. I hope you will stick around. Hi, I'm Bonita and I am early retired. I'm not old enough yet for Social Security. I'm living on a low income and I am living off of savings. I live in Kansas on a farm and I have a donkey. I have frugal videos all year round and I hope that you will join me this year as we share ways to save money and live our dreams. So, the top reasons for going back to work are 69% say it's the cost of living increasing, 42% say boredom, 39% say the rising house costs, and 34% are still paying off non medical debt. So, the best thing to do when you know you are wanting to retire in the next several years is to tackle that debt. Going into retirement debt free gives you lots of options about going back to work, about working part time, about traveling, about doing a lot of the things that you dreamed of doing in retirement. And if you are bored, I encourage you to take that retirement time frame where you are trying to pack away money and pay off debt to make a list of the things that you want to do in retirement that you can get excited about. This pre-retirement time is so exciting and you don't want to miss out on that. And seeing yourself pay off debt and making a list of the things that you want to do in retirement can combat that boredom once you retire because you have built up so much excitement, like Christmas Day or like your birthday or like the first day of school when you were younger, to be able to really go into it with a positive attitude. You don't want to be one of those people that after 6 months say, I guess I'm going back to work because I don't know what to do with myself. I didn't have that problem. I was so pumped to quit work that I had lists and lists and lists of things that I wanted to accomplish around the house, in my personal life, things I wanted to take care of that I never had time to take care of when I was working, like getting some stuff done to the house or traveling or spending more time in nature and taking those camping trips without coming home and saying, I got to be up at 6 a.m. in the morning to go back to work and I still have to unpack the camper. Those types of things weigh heavy on us when we're working. And sometimes even those short vacations halfway through can start feeling heavy that second half of that week. And you're thinking, I have to go back to work and I don't want to go back to the real world. So, those are some of my tips and advice on if you are getting ready to retire. Use that pre-retirement time to get excited, pay off debt, and make a list of the things that you want to do that you can get excited about so that you don't want to go back to work in 6 months. Many of you know I grew up as a farmer's daughter, and my dad only had a 10th grade education, but he was really good with money. He was good with saving money. He was good with numbers, and we had everything that we needed. And every now and then I will hear his voice in my head say something as an adult that I'm like, this is why he was good with money. And one of the things he said is, are you too good for that? Do you think you're too good for that? And a lot of times it had to do with owning something or buying something or having the best of something. And it would save you money if you were like, no, I'm not too good for that. I'm okay. I can deal with that. And one of those things is plucking my own eyebrows. I have a good pair of tweezers. I have the Brooke Shields look, and I do my own eyebrows. I don't pay someone to do that or do my toes or do my fingernails or do anything like that. And those are some of the things that I do behind the scenes that someone might normally pay for. Another thing is I use everything up. Some things that I get ready to think about throwing away, I hear him say, "Are you too good for that?" No, I'm not, Dad. I can use it up.
I use up everything I have. I figure I paid for it, so I'm the one that's going to use it. This is what my pressed powder looks like right now. And as long as I keep it flat and it doesn't spill, which I'm really careful when it gets like this, I'm going to use the whole thing and it will probably last me another month.
So new coffee shops are popping up all the time, and it just blows my mind. And people are just lined up all the way around them. And I used to like to have an occasional coffee out, but I have really gotten away from that. I find that I like making my own at home. And one of the things that I do so that I'm not tempted to buy coffee out is I streamline my iced coffee at home. Let me show you. So you want to streamline your coffee so that you have the best of both worlds. You have the iced coffee that you love at your fingertips, and you're not tempted to go through a drive-through because it's already made. So let me show you what I've been doing. So I just get like 3 16-ounce jars. You can use 5 if you drink it every day of the week, but I usually just make it up about 3 at a time. This is gonna last as long as your milk is good for. So check your date on your milk. Add about an inch or a little more of water in every single jar. And then I put in 2.5 teaspoons in each jar of my Nescafe instant coffee. Now this is a recipe that I made on my own. I really like it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then a half in each one. And then I put in about 2 or 3 tablespoons of creamer in each one, just a good little pour. I like caramel, but you could use vanilla or whatever flavor you like. I put in 2 small squirts of that in each one. And then I'm using 1% milk because I don't like my coffee overly creamed up. And I'm going to add about a cup or just up to that bottom fill line on each one, leaving about an inch of head space. You can take your straw or whatever you have, stir up each one, and your instant coffee will continue to dissolve in there as well. Or you can dissolve it sooner if you prefer as you're mixing it up. And then I have 3 days of iced coffee made up. 3 days are done. No coffee shop. Pennies on the dollar to make this versus this costing you probably $6 or $7 in the drive-through. And you've got your coffee made. All you got to do is dump it into something, add a straw, a couple ice cubes, and you're done for the week. So even if you don't go to a coffee shop and maybe you think you're saving money buying it at the grocery store pre-made, this will save you money by making it up at home. And when you have these things pre-made where you can grab them as you're going out to maybe go to work, or you're grabbing them to prevent yourself from running downtown to grab yourself a coffee, this will save you a bunch of money. And a lot of people will spend up to $35 or more per week just on coffee. And that's why we hear so many people talk about the coffee shops. Coffee has gotten really expensive. They have raised their prices about $1 to $2 in the last couple of years per cup. If you get a blended, if you get an iced coffee, if you get some stuff added to it. And this is very simple. It doesn't have ice cream. It doesn't have some of those things that they stick in it in the coffee shop that cost you so many calories besides. This is a cheaper, less calorie version, and it is delicious. So I encourage you, streamline that coffee at home in the summertime for your iced coffee if that's something that you like to have every day. And I know it is not Christmas time, but I thought the other day about that song Hard Candy Christmas by Dolly Parton. And she talks about it being a Christmas where times are tough and they just don't have the money. So it's a hard candy Christmas, right? They're not getting chocolate. Well, I grew up without chocolate in my Christmas stocking, and we had hard candy. And we loved the hard candy. But let me tell you the difference. We lived in the moment and we concentrated on loving that hard candy. If we had a piece of hard candy, my mom made us sit down. We weren't allowed to crunch it because we had to make it last and enjoy it to the fullest. And we had to be very careful so we wouldn't choke. Because back in my day, all I ever heard is little kids might choke on hard candy. So we had to sit down, we had to be in the moment, we had to concentrate on the candy that we were enjoying, and we didn't crunch it to make it last longer. If we do things like this in our day to day life, it actually saves us money. Being in that moment, enjoying everything that we're doing to the fullest, and not looking at it as we're missing out on the chocolate because we have hard candy. We're looking at it as we have hard candy and this is a special time and I'm going to enjoy it to the fullest right now. So concentrate on being in the moment. Don't think about the past. Don't think about the future. Think about what you are enjoying right now, whether it's time with your grandkids, time in nature, time with your pet that you haven't got to see because you've been working so many years. Think about what you're enjoying right now. And I guarantee you, there will never be another hard candy Christmas if you learn to do that. In today's world, we are shown all the things that are tangible, all the things we can touch, feel, smell, taste, but we miss out on those things that we feel, that we feel. And I think that's why so many people go back to work. We're looking at all of those tangible things. We're worried about what we can't buy, what we can buy. We're missing out on the things that bring us joy that are not things that we can buy. And if we focus on those things, we don't need as much money. And that's the trick to enjoying your retirement and not going back to work, is learning to enjoy those things that are free, that cost nothing, those things that we feel, that we enjoy, and that we can make work in our day to day life so that this time can be ours. We worked our whole lives to enjoy this time. Let's stay retired. I hope this video has been helpful or inspiring to someone out there today. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks on staying retired, enjoying your retirement, and staying in that honeymoon phase of retirement where you love each new day because it is such a blessing. Thanks for listening today, and I hope to see you in the next video.